Welcome back to Deeper Inside Project Democracy. Today, we are going to go back to 1781 as we look at the story of Arthur Forbis and his Liberty Cap that has seen war and survived over 200 years. Our story begins with a family that kept mementos of their ancestors. A father, husband, and friend who fought and died at the age of 35. A patriot who believed in the fight for freedom and the growth of a new nation. We have probably all known this type of person, perhaps even a family member, and maybe we have saved something that belonged to them, to be a tangible way of having them with us, remembering them in a personal way. This is what the Forbis family did. We may never know why. Perhaps it was a favorite piece of his clothing that he never left the house without, or perhaps it was because it was an item stained with his blood. A treasured item that once belonged to Arthur Forbis, father, husband, friend, and patriot. Arthur Forbis was a farmer living near Alamance Creek, father to 6 children, an elder at Alamance Presbyterian Church, and a militiaman. A local militia was formed by 1775 with Forbis as a captain. Over the next 5 years, this company responded to skirmishes throughout the state of North Carolina. By January 1781, the British troops were close to home, and Forbis's company joined General Greene's army before the battle at Guilford Courthouse on March 15, 1781. Another officer, Colonel James Martin, recalled that day in his military pension statement.
I was posted in the front line with scarce a complete captain's company, commanded by Captain Forbis, a brave, undaunted fellow. We were posted behind a fence, and I told the men to sit down until the British, who were advancing, came near enough to shoot. I asked Captain Forbis if he could take him down. He said he could, for he had a good rifle, and asked me if he should shoot then. I told him to let him in 50 yards and then take him down, which he did. He was a captain of the British Army.
The North Carolina militia was ordered to fire twice and then fall back while the Virginia militia in the second line moved forward. When Colonel James Martin left the battlefield, he put Forbis in charge. Arthur Forbis was shot in the neck and leg during the 2.5-hour battle. The cold and rainy day ended, and the dead and wounded were left behind. In the days that followed, the scavengers made their way to the battlefield, and family members arrived to search for loved ones. Forbis was found by a neighbor searching for her brothers. At home, he was attended by Dr. David Caldwell, who wanted to amputate his badly injured leg. Forbis declined. The 35-year-old militiaman, now Colonel Arthur Forbis, died 3 weeks after the battle. Tracing historic provenance is important in any museum. Having this cap given by the family is a strong bond, and in an 1887 interview between Judge Shank and Mrs. John Delaney Forbis about the Battle of Guilford Courthouse reveals one of the most important pieces of its authenticity. She discusses Arthur's injuries and mentions that his wife Betty kept the ball from his neck injury and the cap together. She goes on to say, "I've seen it, and James Forbis has the cap now. He is my son." Later, in 1926, William Forbis entrusted Arthur's cap to our museum. And today, with the blessing of the family and John Forbis, Arthur's great-great-great-grandson, the cap remains with the Greensboro History Museum. There is so much more behind-the-scenes information to explore about the Forbis Cap. Over the next 2 videos, we will discuss the detailed and painstaking conservation of this fragile textile, and the forensic investigations that revolved around the cap's stain. So please join us for the next episode of Deeper Inside Project Democracy.